Welcome to Cherry Beckard's podcast. My name is Bryn McNeil, and I'm an audit partner in our GovCon industry group. Along with me today, I have Eric Poppy, who is senior manager in our GovCon advisory industry group. Both Eric and I work with a number of 8A contractors, so really understand the intricacies and nuances of dealing with the federal government quite well. We are kicking off a deep dive into SBA's All Small Mentor-Protégé series and joint ventures for 8A government contractors. Today, we will be giving an overview of SBA All Small Mentor-Protégé Program and JVs, the goals and eligibility requirements, kind of there too, and then the benefits from the perspective of both the mentor and protege for why it's advantageous to participate in the program. This is actually our first podcast in this series, and we will be doing future podcasts and highlighting compliance issues, including limitations on subcontracting, important elements that you want to make sure are included in your JV agreement, accounting and financial reporting considerations for joint ventures, pricing considerations for JVs, affiliation considerations, and then just best practices all around. All of our podcasts that we do are posted on our website at cbh.com. We also have a great deal of other thought leadership that's out there and guidance on the website. So those are really good resources for you and your company just to consider as well. So let's get to it. Eric, why don't you kick it off with giving us an overview of these programs?
Thanks, Bryn. And I'm really excited to talk through this program today just because we get a lot of questions around the mentor-protege agreement and, how affiliation works and, when is it a good time to maybe utilize the All Small Mentor-Protege program. So I love this topic because just, so many questions pop up, and it's a great program to really benefit both the mentor and protege when they're working with the government and get into new agencies, get new past performance. To start off, the SBA's All Small Mentor-Protege program, it was originally for 8A companies only. And back in 2016, the All Small Mentor-Protege program was established to extend the SBA's approved mentor-protege relationships to all small businesses. So now, if it's veteran-owned small businesses, woman-owned small businesses, hub-zoned, all the different small business set-aside programs can participate as part of this. In October 2020, it combined into all small mentor-protege programs with other changes too. There's now no approval needed for JVs. The mentor-protege program term may be 18 months or more. It opens door to other partners. And, originally, again, it's just a great avenue now that if you're not an 8A, but you're another small, that you can use this program as well. So from the federal government's perspective, this program's awesome because one, it increases the industrial capacity, and it also expands to a new pool of companies that could potentially help the government with their certain programs. It really provides an expanded list of providers and suppliers, so it just taps a whole nother market of folks. With that, their goals is, the SBA's goal with this program is really to develop strong protege firms through the mentor program and provide real business development assistance. So their whole goal here is to help these small businesses develop more complex business processes to be able to compete and to grow. The whole goal really is to successfully compete for government contracts after you are a small business. So, and to that note itself, if two companies are entering into a mentor-protege agreement, the SBA will not approve a mentor-protege agreement unless it determines that the mentor-provided assistance will promote actual real developmental gains to that protege. So in the end, the SBA wants to see successful agreements between these two parties. So from that, Bryn, do you want to walk through just kind of the benefits for the mentor and the protege and some of the eligibility items?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. So we'll start kind of on the eligibility, and each, the mentor and the protege, have different kind of eligibility considerations that need to be thought through prior to being able to really enter into an agreement. So from the mentor side, there really needs to be demonstration that there is a commitment and really that ability to assist the small business concerns. Mentor can be either small or large, and really it's just being able to show that they're capable to really assist that protege firm. Of course, any mentor really needs to have and show good character and be a reputable company. And then there needs to be some demonstration on what the impact and the value really can be for the protege. What's their experience been, and how have they been able to be successful as a company, and really show what their knowledge and depth of working with the government contractor or government contracting agencies are, and really how they can help. So mentors may have a one-time have one protege at a time, but they also could expand that up to having 3 proteges at a time. From a protege eligibility standpoint, there really needs to be a consideration to the size standard. So it has to be small, and it can be based on either their NAICS code for primary or their secondary NAICS code in which it has experience that reflects the logical business progression for that firm. So from a protege perspective, they can only have 1 mentor at a time. And then the SBA may approve a second mentor where the relationship will not compete or impede on that first.
Bryn, real quick, just to add to that, I feel like, and we've seen this too, we'll have a lot of clients be like, hey, we want to go after this one potential solicitation that would really expand our capabilities and get us into a new agency or new buying office. And I think I'm going to set up multiple JVs to go after this one program. But it sounds like with this program, the government is really watching out for those types of situations where they don't want multiple mentor-protege agreements for one company going after the same solicitation or competing against each other. So they're really trying to not have companies take advantage of the program, from what it sounds like.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. And really, one of the things to think about from the protege perspective, and kind of along those lines for a benefit for them, is it is trying to strengthen the competitive position, but also just expand kind of their depth of, what they can demonstrate on their capabilities. And they can really use their mentors to really help be able to expand their business, because they can show, what that increased depth is, and being able to just be more competitive when it does come to proposals.
That's a very good point.
I would also just add, from the side of a mentor, there's many different benefits that you can receive. It definitely creates opportunity for, future M&A work with various companies. And it's certainly a benefit and a perk to have that, more or less on your resume that you are participating and you are a mentor in this program.
And on top of that, it will help hit any small business goals that they might have.
Yeah.
Part of your subcontracting plan that you would submit to the government.
Yeah.
So they're all very good points. From the benefits standpoint, you mentioned the competitive position and being able to get that technical expertise. From the mentor too, there is that evaluation aspect where you are being questioned on what are your ways to reach out to small businesses, diverse small businesses, and you do receive that potential extra credit aspect as well. And on top of that, the government also has their own goals that they're trying to meet for small business reporting, and wanting to make sure they are increasing their reach to small businesses to make sure that there is a viable industrial supply base when it comes to sourcing a lot of the work.
Yeah, that's a really great point. Well, Eric, I think we've certainly touched on kind of giving this overview. Is there anything else that you want to highlight as it relates to the program itself?
I think that there are a lot of nuances with the All Small Mentor-Protégé Program. And, you touched on this in the very beginning of the podcast that, between the accounting, the compliance aspect, the some of the subcontracting rules and items in the agreement, and then the annual assessment that you have to, or annual check that you have to send into SBA. There's a lot that goes into this that we'll dive deeply into in future podcasts. So I think there we'll hit a lot of it, but it's a great program, and we love to see companies enter into it because they really seem to get the benefit out of it.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, with that, I'd say we are going to wrap up for today, but we do hope, as Eric just mentioned and I highlighted at the beginning, we are going to be doing several other podcasts on this program, and we hope that you will join us for those. Everything is always posted at cbh.com, so feel free to go back out and hear either prior podcasts or certainly, the future podcasts that we will be recording. And then, as always, if you have any questions or needs, please feel free to reach out to us. We are always happy to help and be here as a sounding board or resource for you. So thanks for joining today, guys.